Ned Ryun, founder and CEO of American Majority and author of American Leviathan, The Birth of the Administrative State and Progressives. So, Ned, I look at this, and as I was writing this monologue, I'm thinking to myself, they are exempt from literally everything that made my life suck.
Well, Carl, the fact of the matter is people might be waking up to the fact that you can't square representative democracy with a massive administrative state. I would argue that representative democracy has been rejected by most people in D.C. That includes Democrats and Republicans. And they serve their interests first, and the interests of the American people are more of an afterthought. The thing that you're seeing taking place right now in D.C., and the reason that they view Donald Trump as such an existential threat, you mentioned all of these people that have accepted the premise of D.C. for the last 2 generations. Mm-hmm. The last Republican president to reject the premise of bureaucratic statism was Ronald Reagan. Every president since then, until Donald J. Trump, accepted the premise. And the only problem that George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush and their administrations had with the administrative state and this massive bureaucracy in D.C. was that they weren't running it. Mm-hmm. Donald J. Trump shows up and goes, I don't think this system actually works. I'm the one that's supposed to decide. They said, no, we are. And I don't think this system is actually serving the American people. I mean, the basic premise of America First is that the American people would be first and last in all things in a government of, by, and for the people. Right. That's not how D.C. has run for a very long time, Carl. It's kind of one of the premises of my book that D.C. left behind the American people decades ago.
Yeah. Oh, they absolutely did. And the problem is it's just become such an incestuous relationship that they play 2 different parties, but it's this uniparty, and that's what it is. Hakeem Jeffries called that out. He said, look, we want regular old school Republicans to side with us. And, this MAGA motion, they use MAGA as like some sort of, racial slur against people who just want the government to work better.
So Trump was not only a rejection of Obama, he was a rejection of Bush and the neocon globalist nation building that spent trillions of dollars overseas, cost thousands of American lives to pursue the fool's errand of trying to export American representative democracy in places of the world that would never work. And what Donald Trump has done, I prefer to think of America First as a new brand of republicanism, and it's called Americanism, in which Donald Trump thinks that we should actually have a government that serves the interests of the American people in all things, trade, immigration, you name it, Carl. The American people are supposed to be prioritized in this government. And the reason that you're seeing the working class, this seismic shift in, for example, the Teamsters unions, is they're realizing that the Democrat Party and the establishment has left them behind, will no longer prioritize them. All Donald Trump is doing is standing up and saying, I'll be your champion.
Yeah, Ned, actually, I wanted to get to that because this is like kind of historic. Not since 1996 has the Teamster Union opted to not endorse a presidential candidate. And obviously, they were leaning towards Joe Biden and everything like that. But here's my thing about this is instead, like their internal members, 60%, 59.6 or 7% or whatever it was, said, we want to endorse Donald Trump, but their leadership didn't. Their leadership sided with the 31% that wanted to go to Kamala Harris. And instead of saying, yes, we're going to listen to our people, by that poll, it's 58% right there. There were 2 of them. They said, we're not going to endorse anybody.
Right. I still think, though, I mean, again, the rank and file members are going to be voting for Trump. I think the other thing dynamic to look at, Carl, with that is this is obviously significant for the upper Rust Belt with the Teamsters unions. Mm-hmm. And also, what does this actually mean for their get out the vote machine?
That's right.
It's been typically a powerful force for Democrats. That's not happening this time around.
Listen to AOC freak out about this, though.
She should maybe get into her district where it voted far Republican, far right Republican, and maybe find out what the problem is. When I have a problem in a work site and there is criticism, I get right in there and find out what.
What do you mean
voted
far right Republican?
In our polling,
she's a Democrat.
In our polling,
you mean among Teamsters?
In our polling, New York, her district, voted overwhelmingly Republican to support former President Trump. So she may want to focus on her job instead of mine.
Yeah, that was actually the president of the Teamsters Union responding to AOC, whining about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, because AOC is the great job destroyer for her district. I mean, she destroyed jobs with Amazon and other things that have tried to come into her district.